Hello everybody and welcome to the Fridge Gaming News. I'm your host Mr. 6507 and welcome to the special where we talk about all of the lineup that's been announced for the PlayStation 4. I'll be going through the lineup as it comes up in the video, so if you're watching that with it, feel free to go through that and you can cut out all the random devs talk. First off on the list of games is The Witness, created by Jonathan Blow, who created also Braid. Now the game is going to be an open world puzzle game? What? Now this is certainly a new concept. It looks like Myst. You're on an island and you must figure out puzzles. But the puzzles are like some kind of pipe game slash maze game. This is new. Definitely new. Now the art style is very simple. It all looks cel shaded and like everything is one solid color, which is very beautiful. In fact, I like it a lot more than I like Braid, to be truthful, so maybe I'll give it a try if I get a PS4. The next game on the list is Knack. That is created by Mark Cerny, who is most famous for Marble Madness, and he also co-produced Sonic 2. Some of the other big titles he's worked on are Jak and Daxter, Crash Bandicoot, and Spyro. Now storyline-wise, Knack is about a guy called the Doctor, who may or may not be a mad scientist, who created a sentient being out of ancient artifacts named Knack. Knack can incorporate the different ancient artifacts he finds into his body, changing his size and his attributes. All of a sudden, a random goblin army pops out of nowhere. Clearly it'll be explained in the plot, but we haven't had it explained to us yet. And yada 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 boom, Knack has to go save the world. That's how it works. It looks like it's a hack and slash and button mash and 3D platform, get, shoot, and get, loot, and good time. As for the art style, it looks cel-shaded and cartoony. Clearly the cel-shaded look is because these are most likely going to be the launch titles for the PS4, and as such they don't want to date themselves, because if you look at most launch titles, they do look very last generation when you make them compared to the last games on the console. Take the PS2 for example. The games that are finally on the end of it, such as Gran Turismo and games like that, look like they belong on the Xbox 360 at the beginning of its life cycle. To me, the game seems like it's a game that's 2 generations behind, but it's the kind of game that we need. I mean, when was the last time we saw a cartoony, adventurous game that wasn't Skylanders? I mean, that game sounds fun, but I haven't seen a game along those lines. Sure, we had God of War, but how about a less serious game? Something where you can just mash the X button and have fun. Following that up, we have Diablo 3 on PS3 and PS4. I have no feelings for this. I am quite ambidextrous about it. It could be on one hand or it could be on the other. I don't know. Next up is Destiny. Buddy! Destiny is an open world shooter with multiplayer element. While not much has been released on the multiplayer elements, we can conclude that it is a combination of Fallout and a drop-in, drop-out co-op system, Borderlands style. Now the world is set in a post-apocalyptic future after the events of a spacefaring Earth caused the apocalypse to happen. However, this was stalled and the last remaining city on Earth was saved by a giant ship called the Traveler. This city continues to thrive and grow, and you are a guard of it. Since you are a guard, you have some kind of mysterious power gained from the Traveler, this giant ball ship thing. Naturally, because this game is clearly open world and you are a guard and you have magic powers, you must go and fix everyone else's problems, Fallout style. And now an alien race shows up because war. War never changes. Now the art for this game, in my opinion, is pretty breathtaking and amazing, with lots of detail in the concept art. The video game footage actually looks a lot like Fallout, or the music for the game is by the wondrous Marty O'Donnell, who composed all the game music for Halo. Now people are saying this game has a Halo look to it, which I would agree with if it weren't for the fact that in the last 10 years all we've seen from Bungie is Halo, and I would call it a Bungie look because that's all they've been making is Halo. They haven't made anything else. This is going on my must-buys of the year list, though. However, Destiny will be on Xbox 360, PS3, and PS4, so take your pick of which console you want it to be. Next up, we have Watch_Dogs, otherwise known as Watch Dogs. This is by Ubisoft. It's essentially Grand Theft Auto meets Crysis meets Infamous with a different storyline altogether about some masterful hacker. Because everything's connected to the internet, following that we have Driveclub, which is all one word. But don't talk about it because it's Driveclub. Now this game is by Evo, who I've never heard of, but they must make other racing games. Clearly this game is going to be a competitor for Gran Turismo and Forza, and the art style is realistic naturally because you're going to be driving real licensed cars. Hopefully this forces the Gran Turismo team to get off their butt and make games faster. Second to last we have Infamous Second Son, and needless to say, it's another Infamous game. Expect new powers, new setting, the government's still evil, and more decisions on if you want to be good or bad. And finally we have Killzone, Shadow Fall, with a very Square Enix title. I don't know much about Killzone, having not owned a PS3, but from what I understand, it has something to do with Hellgast being awesome soldiers, like the Enclave or something. I guess they're going to be living in a city with the other people, and it's going to have a Cold War style atmosphere where people are always looking to nuke each other out of orbit, even though they're in the same city. Yay! Bringing this show full circle is an announcement from the fridge. March is going to be Puzzle Month, and that means we'll be supplying reviews and shows on puzzle games all of March, every week. Anyway guys, that's it for this episode of the Fridge Gaming News. But remember, stay cool with the fridge. Now the game is going to be a platform... Now the plane...